all of these things I do think have kind of a through line of this longing for connection, because kids these days, for one, they often don't have a connection to the outside world. They
Right.
don't have a connection to things that are biologically and physiologically, helping to sustain their mental wellness. And this dopamine and overstimulation through these devices, whether TV, games, phones, it's not to demonize them entirely, because they're nuanced. They bring, they can bring great things, and they can bring connection. But at the same time, we're hijacked, right? Our brains and our overstimulation is hijacked to the point where we start to lose the skills of connection in the real world, these social skills. We don't have the same, rites of passage as once were in our culture. So people, they don't know if they have a place, and they're going to turn to, unfortunately, our system is, it's designed to encourage just putting them on some of these psychotropic medications as young as, in elementary school. And the mental health epidemic is really wild. And as an interesting, reconnection to the soil thing, we know now that, there's so many benefits to things like grounding, the electrical connection that we have to the earth when we put our hands in the soil. But there's also these bacterium in the soil that there's research that shows it helps regulate our serotonin production. So these things that we're talking about of, whether it's how we consume news, whether it's the light that we're being exposed to, or our interconnection and relationship to soil systems and how our food is grown, they really are the same conversation, even though they may seem like completely different topics. Is that it's about returning us to nature. It's about returning us to who we are and who we were designed to be. And that's how we're going to be optimized. We're not going to be optimized just sort of rewriting the script on how our bodies physiologically evolved. And so the future is the past in terms of if we're going to do medicine right, if we're going to do agriculture right, sustainability right, technology right, communication, it's, we need to go back to those basics, because this is the only way. And in all of those things, we can call those unsustainable in that we're degenerating our relationships. We're degenerating, the way that we communicate with our neighbors, or the way that we experience nature in any way. And so I think that is the beautiful thing, is that the answers have been with us all along, right? The ancestral knowledge is really the key to the future. And it doesn't mean demonizing all technology. It's about having that balance. And I think more people are seeing that. And the cool thing is, it's not just having to understand it intellectually, is that it's an experience. And when you do go out and you finally start those experiences, you start that positive feedback loop and that ball of momentum in the right direction, that people want to feel good. We actually want to feel better. Eventually we burn out from these kind of quick fixes, and we realize that's not a long-term solution here. And returning back to these natural processes and the circadian rhythms, it's all part of the same thing.
Yeah. Nature is such a great solution to so many problems.